In the mesmerizing matrix of modern horology, where a Rolex date just dazzles at $8,000 or an Omega Constellation commands $6,000, 2025 whispers a wicked whisper. Opulent aesthetics needn't obliterate your optimism. Our Nobody Believe This watch costs under $500. Unveils 10 tantalizing timepieces that masquerade as multi-thousand-dollar masterpieces, boasting sunburst dials, ceramic bezels, and integrated elegance yet cap at $500, most under $300, per Chrono 24 flips flashing 15 to 35% CAGR for their Swiss-Japanese sorcery. From Orient's Bambino blooming like a Patek Calatrava to Pagani Design's PD 1641 posing as a submariner siren, these chameleons charm with chicanery, outshining Quartz Quislings in mechanical majesty while undercutting Tudor by 80%. Skip homage horrors like Invicta Pro Divers, knockoff Nightmares, or MVMT Chronos, Hype Hollows. Succumb to these stealthy saviors, where every sweep-second swindle scripts splendor on a shoestring. Because in 2025's value veil, beguiling the beholder shouldn't beggar the buyer. Let's lift the lid on these low-key legends, one unbelievable bargain at a time. Number 10. Orient Bambino Version 8. The Orient Bambino Version 8 enchants 2025 as a Renaissance revivalist in miniature. Its 40.5mm stainless steel case 12. 6mm slim with exhibition back housing, a champagne sunburst dial with Roman numerals, and small seconds at 6 o'clock that whispers Patek Philippe Calatrava Poise, retailing at $200 via Orient's site with 20% resale pops to $240 for its F6B22 automatic, hacking hand-winding, that outsweeps Nomas Club Campus and Japanese Jewel. Per 2025 reviews hailing it as the Bambino ballad for 90% luxury looks at 10% tag. Powered by the 22-jewel F6B22 21600 VPH with 40-hour reserve it sweeps plus 25 upwards 15 seconds daily via Diashock buffers. Date at 3 o'clock under domed mineral crystal for calendar curvature. Fixed bezel ceiling 30 meters for cufflink charisma. The brown leather strap faux croc at 21mm lugs caresses 7.25-inch wrists at 120 grams with pin buckle, quick release for mesh makeovers, while the caseback unveils the rotor's etched Orient orb like a Renaissance relic. Debuted in 2023 as version 8's sunburst sophistication, this Bambino nods 1950s dress dynasty with radial rays blooming from gold to glow under halogens, forums fading its Calatrava on a calorie that shrugs desk dives without drama, with 2025 updates adding champagne variants for warmer whispers. At $200, it underbids Citizen St. James in loomless luxury, aligning with 2025's Roman revival via eco-leather. The numerals applied gleam pierces peripheral poise, the caliber's hacking, conquering, set-second serenity, a classical crucible where every facet foretells finesse that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's dress deluge, the Bambino version 8 blooms beautifully, a leather-laced legacy fusing 50s finesse with automatic authenticity, empowering aesthetes with wrist-worn wit that appreciates as timelessly as it adorns, until the tag tells the truth. Number 9. Casio Duro MDV106. The Casio Duro MDV106 dives 2025 as the thrift titan of tool watches. Its 44mm stainless steel case, 12mm are thick with screw-down crown housing, a black sunburst dial with luminous indices that evokes Rolex Submariner stealth, street-priced $50 via Amazon, with 34% resale surges to $67 for its Quartz 2784 module, 3-year battery, that outticks Invicta Pro Divers in timeless tenacity, per 2025 reviews crowning it the Duro Dynasty for 95% sub-visual vibe at 1% tag. Powered by the reliable 2784 Quartz ticking plus 20 seconds monthly, it delivers unwavering accuracy. Date at 3 o'clock under mineral crystal, unidirectional 120-click bezel, rotating for elapsed epochs, at 200 meters water resistance via screw-down crown for saturation stings. The rubber strap dive ready at 22mm lugs grips, 7.5-inch wrists at 120 grams with buckle clasp, quick release for NATO swaps, while the caseback's solid shield etches Casio's cannon like a coral carving. Debuted in 2011 as the MDV106 Duro Icon, 600K plus units sold, this quartz quester nods field flare with radial rays blooming from coal to cosmos under halogens, forums feeding its sub on a stipend that shrugs reef rips without Rolex regret, with 2025 updates adding Marlin dial variants for fade-proof fidelity. At $50, it underbids Citizen Promaster in loom longevity. Luminous plots glowing blue for 4 hours, aligning with 2025's quartz quietude via battery bliss. The bezel's aluminum click conquers currents, the module's low-power draw conquering battery blues, a benthic bargain where every tick scripts a subtle sleight of hand that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's Oceanic Odyssey, the Duro MDV-1006 dives deceptively, a steel sovereign fusing field fortitude with hydraulic harmony, arming aquaphiles with wrist-worn worlds that appreciate as boundlessly as they beguile until the tag tells the truth. Number 8. Timex Q Timex Revival. The Timex Q Timex Revival resurrects 2025's Quartz Quest as a 70s time capsule turned trendsetter. Its 38mm stainless steel case, 12.4mm slim, with hooded lugs housing a cream sunray dial with Q logo at 12 o'clock that channels vintage Bulova Computron Cool, retailing at $179 via Timex. Com with 18% resale pops to $211 for its quartz module, 2-year battery, that outticks Casio W800H in archival allure, per 2025 reviews dubbing it the Q Quest for 90% luxury looks at thrift tag. This faithful reissue deploys a Japanese quartz ticking plus 20 seconds daily for time-only purity under domed acrylic crystal that arches like Accutron astronauts, fixed bezel with brushed polished mix framing faceted indices, and Dauphine hands that glow green for dusk drifts. Date window at 3 o'clock, parsing calendars, sans magnifier for clean symmetry on 6.75-inch wrists at 100 grams. Revived from Timex's 1977 quartz pivot, heralding the Q era that toppled mechanical monarchs. This 2025 edition nods Fortnite collabs with vibrant greens and blues, its nylon or leather strap, 20mm lugs, quick swapping for summer sips or urban jaunts, Indiglow igniting the dial in ethereal blue for midnight meanders at 50 meters water resistance via snapback case. The case's chamfered edges catch candle flicker like comet trails, the module's thermocompensation conquering climatic curses, a golden age glyph where every tick toasts transition from sweep to step, fooling the forum at first glance. Forums buzz its Quartz King poise that undercuts Seiko's 5SNK in battery bliss, aligning with 2025's retro revival via sustainable packaging. The sunray's radial rays bloom from pearl to plasma under halogens, the display's crisp contrast charting chronal conquests in crepuscular clarity, a hooded homage blending 70s heresy with horological harmony. In 2025's revival rush, the Q Timex Revival quests quirkily, arming aficionados with wrist-worn whimsy that appreciates as effervescently as it endures until the tag tells the truth. Number 7. Citizen Promaster Dive BN015028E. The Citizen Promaster Dive BN015028E submerges 2025 as a solar sentinel of the seas, its 44mm stainless steel case 11. 7mm slim with screw-down crown housing, a black dial with luminous indices, and bezel pip that evokes Rolex Submariner stealth, retailing at $250 via Citizen outlets, with 7% resale pops to $268 for its EcoDrive E168 solar quartz, indefinite reserve, that outticks Casio Duro in eco-endurance. Per 2025 reviews crowning it the Promaster pinnacle for 95% subvisual vibe at 5% tag. Powered by the light-harnessing IRTA68 quartz heart with solar cell-yielding 6-month autonomy in dark, it delivers plus 15 seconds monthly accuracy, date at 3 o'clock under mineral crystal, unidirectional 120-click bezel, rotating for elapsed epochs at 200 meters water resistance via screw-down crown and ISO certification for saturation stings. The rubber strap dive ready at 22mm lugs grips 7.5-inch wrists at 130 grams with buckle clasp, quick release for NATO swaps, while the caseback's solid shield etches Promaster's pro pedigree like a coral carving. Debuted in 2016 as Citizen Solar Submerger, this BN0150 nods 1985's Promaster legacy with radial textures blooming from coal to cosmos under halogens, forums feting its sub on solar that shrugs reef rips without battery blues, with 2025 updates adding ice blue hands for enhanced whispers. At $250, it underbids Seiko SRPD in Lume longevity, luminous plots glowing blue for 8 hours, aligning with 2025's Solar Surge via light-liberated longevity. The bezel's aluminum click conquers currents, the module's any light charging conquering cloudy curses, a benthic bargain where every tick scripts a subtle sleight of hand that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's Oceanic Odyssey, the Promaster Dive BN0150 dives deceptively, a steel sovereign fusing field fortitude with solar harmony, arming aquaphiles with wrist-worn worlds that appreciate as boundlessly as they beguile until the tag tells the truth. Number 6. Seiko 5 Sports SRPD 55. The Seiko 5 Sports SRPD 55 surges 2025 as a diver's delight, disguised as a submariner shadow. Its 42.5mm stainless steel case 13. 4mm thick with crown guards, housing a black sunburst dial with sword hands and lume pip that gleams like Rolex 124060 Stealth, retailing at $350 via Seiko outlets with 6% resale pops to $371 for its 4R36 automatic, 41-hour reserve, that out-tanks Citizen Promaster in thrift tenacity, per 2025 reviews dubbing it the SRPD Supreme for 95% sub-visual vibe at 7% tag. Powered by the 24-jewel 4R36 21600 VPH with hacking and hand-winding it. Sweeps +4.5 35 seconds daily via Diashock buffers. Day date at 3 o'clock, magnified under Hardlex crystal, unidirectional 120-click bezel, rotating for elapsed epochs at 100 meters water resistance via screw-down crown for recreational rifts. The stainless bracelet oyster style at 22mm lugs clasps, 7-inch wrists at 150 grams with trifold clasp, solid end links channeling crown contours for seamless submergence, quick release for NATO swaps. Debuted in 2019 as the 5 Sports SKX successor, this SRPD 55 nods 1980s field flair, with radial rays blooming from coal to cosmos under halogens, forums feting its sub on a stipend that shrugs reef rips without Rolex regret, with 2025 updates adding 5KX variants for enhanced whispers. At $350, it underbids Orient Bambino in Lume Longevity, Lumibrite glowing blue for 10 hours, aligning with 2025's 5 Sports Surge via day-date duality. The bezel's aluminum click conquers currents, the caliber's day complication conquering calendar clutter, a benthic ballad where every sweep scripts a subtle sleight of hand that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's Oceanic Odyssey, the SRPD 55 dives deceptively, a steel sovereign fusing field fortitude with hydraulic harmony, arming aquaphiles with wrist-worn worlds that appreciate as boundlessly as they beguile until the tag tells the truth. Number 5. Tissot PRX Quartz. The Tissot PRX Quartz pulses 2025 as an integrated insurgent igniting AP Royal Oak envy. Its 40mm stainless steel case, 10.4 mm slim, with faceted sides housing an ice blue sunray dial with baton markers that gleams like Genta's genius. Retailing at $375 via Tissot's site, with 20% resale surges to $450 for its FO6. 115 Swiss quartz that outticks MVMT chrono and ETA-esque accuracy, per 2025 reviews crowning it the PRX pinnacle, for 95% luxury looks, at 10% tag. This 70s revival deploys the 3-jewel FO6. 115 ticking plus 10 seconds monthly for time and date purity under sapphire crystal with AR coating, fixed bezel flowing seamlessly into the 5-link bracelet that clasps 7-inch wrists at 140 grams with butterfly deployant, date at 3 o'clock, magnified subtly for calendar clarity at 100 meters water resistance via screw-down crown for shower shakedowns. The bracelet's brushed, polished links channel luxury lug-to-lug, quick-release pins inviting rubber for sporty swaps, while the caseback's solid shield etches Tissot's heritage like a hidden hallmark. Relaunched in 2021 as Swatch Group's Value Vanguard, this PRX nods 1973's original, with radial textures blooming from azure to Arctic under halogens, forums feting its oak on offer that shrugs 4800 AM magnetism sans shield. At $375, it underbids Oris Aquis in integrated allure, aligning with 2025's Quartz Quietude via EOL indicator. The indice's faceted gleam pierces peripheral poise, the module's thermocompensation conquering climatic clinks, a sporty sonnet where every facet foretells finesse that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's integrated influx, the PRX Quartz quests quirkily, a steel sentinel fusing 70s heresy with Swiss subtlety, arming trendsetters with wrist-worn worlds that appreciate as dynamically as they drape until the tag tells the truth. Number 4. Baltic Aquascaphe. The Baltic Aquascaphe ascends 2025 as a skin diver savant in titanium temptation. Its 39mm grade 5 titanium case. 12mm slim with ceramic bezel housing, a black or blue sandwich dial with lume-filled indices that evokes vintage blank pane 50 fathoms finesse. Retailing at $710 titanium or $580 steel via Baltic's site with 25% resale surges to $887 for its Miyota 9039 automatic that outtanks Seiko SRPD in microbrand majesty, per 2025 reviews, dubbing it the Aquascaphe Yame for 90% luxury looks at half tag. Powered by the 24-jewel 9039 28,800 VPH with hacking and hand winding. It sweeps plus at 10 seconds daily via Diashock buffers, no date purity under sapphire crystal, unidirectional 120-click ceramic bezel rotating for elapsed epochs at 200 meters water resistance via screw-down crown for saturation stings. The beads of rice bracelet integrated at 20 mm lugs, clasps 7-inch wrists at 120 grams with friction clasp, quick-release spring bars for strap swaps, while the exhibition back unveils the rotor's rhythm like a budget Blancpain ballet. Debuted in 2018 as Baltic's dive debut, MK2 upgraded 2025, this aquascaphe nods 1950s skin diver saga with radial rays blooming from midnight to marine under halogens, forums feting its fathoms on a fellowship that shrugs reef rips without Rolex regret, with titanium variants adding lightness for all-day allure. At $580 steel, it underbids Longines Hydro Conquest in Lume longevity, Super Luminova glowing blue for 8 hours, aligning with 2025's titanium tide via female quick release. The bezel's ceramic click conquers currents, the caliber's no-date purity conquering calendar clutter, a benthic ballad where every sweep scripts a subtle sleight of hand that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's Oceanic Odyssey, the aquascaphe dives deceptively, a titanium titan fusing field fortitude with hydraulic harmony, arming aquaphiles with wrist-worn worlds that appreciate as boundlessly as they beguile until the tag tells the truth. Number 3. Seiko Presage Cocktail Time, SAR PB43. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time, ER PB43 mixes 2025's Evening Elixir as a dial distillery of Sunset Sorcery, its 40.5 mm stainless steel case 11. 8-meter slim with exhibition back housing, a silvery blue sunburst dial with Dauphine hands that shimmers like a Manhattan moonrise mistaken for Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso refinement, retailing at $425 via Seiko outlets with 5% resale pops to $446 for its 4R35 automatic that outsweeps Orient Bambino in 7-layer gloss. Per 2025 reviews toasting it as the cocktail crown for 95% luxury looks at 20% tag. Powered by the 23-jewel 4R35 21,600 VPH with hacking seconds and 41-hour reserve it sweeps play for 35 seconds daily via Diashock dampeners, date at 3 o'clock, under box-shaped hardlex crystal that domes like a cocktail coupe, fixed bezel sealing 50 meters for spirited splashes. The black calf leather strap supple at 20 mm lugs caresses 7-inch wrists at 130 grams with deployant clasp, quick-release inviting mesh for metallic mixology, while the caseback unveils the rotor's etched presage poetry like a bartender's journal. Debuted in 2017 as the Skydiving Stunner, Global SARB 065 Air, this SRPB43 nods 1960s bartender lore with pressed patterns evoking foam fizz under candlelight, forums toasting its reverso on a round that shrugs desk dives without drama, with 2025 updates adding 7-layer gloss for enhanced whispers. At $425, it underbids Citizen St. James in Lume Whispers, subtle glow for twilight toasts, aligning with 2025's Cocktail Crest via Eco Tannage. The dial's radial gloss blooms libations in metallic murmur, the movement's sprawn hairspring conquering climatic curses, a potable paradigm where every sweep scripts a subtle sleight of hand that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's cocktail circuit, the Cocktail Time RPB43 mixes masterfully, a leather-laced libation fusing bartender balladry with automatic artistry, empowering Epicureans with wrist-worn whimsy that appreciates as fizzingly as it endures, until the tag tells the truth. Number 2. Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical. The Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical marches 2025 as a field marshal in disguise, its 38-meter stainless steel case 9. 5mm ultra slim with drilled lugs, housing a black dial with Arabic numerals and railroad track that evokes Rolex Explorer I Expedition elegance, retailing at $495 via Hamilton outlets with 20% resale surges to $594 for its H50 handwind movement, 80-hour reserve that outendures Seiko Alpinist in field fidelity. Per 2025 reviews dubbing it the Khaki King for 95% Explorer visual vibe at 10% tag. Powered by the ETA-derived H5017 joules at 21,600 VPH with hacking seconds, it sweeps plus steers 12 seconds daily via Inca block absorbers. No date purity under sapphire crystal for minimalist mastery. Fixed bezel sealing 50 meters for trail treks. The beige canvas strap NATO style at 20mm lugs. Grips 7-inch wrists at 110 grams with tang buckle. Quick release for leather swaps evoking Murphy's Martian maneuvers, while the caseback's solid shield etches Hamilton's heritage like a Hollywood hallmark. Debuted in 2018 as the Khaki Mechanical's manual muse, this downsized 38-meter nods 1960s field dynasty with radial textures, shifting from coal to cosmos under halogens, forums feeding its explorer on an expedition budget that shrugs 4,800 AM magnetism. At $495, it underbids Longines Spirit and Lume Longevity, Superluminova glowing green for 8 hours, aligning with 2025's Field Forge via female quick release. The numeral's bold font pierces peripheral poise, the caliber's extended reserve conquering weekend wind downs, a field fable where every sweep scripts a subtle sleight of hand that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's rugged renaissance, the Khaki field mechanical maneuvers masterfully, a steel sentinel fusing military metal with manual mastery, arming explorers with wrist-worn worlds that appreciate as steadily as they endure, until the tag tells the truth. Number 1. Pagani Design PD1641. The Pagani Design PD1641 crowns 2025 as the Submariner Sorcerer Supreme. Its 40mm stainless steel case, 13mm thick with unidirectional bezel housing, a black dial with Mercedes hands, and lume plots that beguiles as Rolex 124060 Stealth. Retailing at $130 via Pagani's site with 20% resale surges to $156 for its NH35AE automatic that outticks Invicta Pro divers in thrift tenacity, per 2025 reviews hailing it as the PD pinnacle for 98% sub-visual vibe at 1% tag. Powered by the 24-joule NH35A 21,600 VPH with hacking seconds and 41-hour reserve it sweeps, plus 15 seconds daily via Diashock buffers. Date at 3 o'clock, magnified under sapphire crystal, 120-click bezel, rotating for elapsed epochs at 200 meters water resistance via screw-down crown and helium valve homage for saturation stings. The stainless bracelet oyster-style links at 20mm lugs, clasps 7-inch wrists at 140 grams with deployant security, solid end links channeling crown contours for seamless submergence, quick release for NATO swaps. Debuted in 2023 as Pagani's Homage Hurricane, this PD1641 nods 1953's Subgenesis with wave rehaut and ceramic insert 2025 upgrade for fade-proof fidelity, forums feeding its sub on a stipend that shrugs reef rips without Rolex regret. At $130, it underbids Steinhardt in Lume Longevity, Superluminova glowing blue for 8 hours, aligning with 2025's Homage Harvest via ceramic crest. The bezel's click conquers currents, the movement's bidirectional rotor winding wrist waves, a benthic bargain where every sweep scripts a subtle sleight of hand that fools the finicky at first glance. In 2025's Oceanic Odyssey, the PD1641 dives deceptively, a steel simulacrum fusing homage heft with hydraulic harmony, arming aquaphiles with wrist-worn worlds that appreciate as boundlessly as they beguile until the tag tells the truth.